All right, let's dive in. We're talking SMS developers today.
The masterminds behind every text message you get.
Appointment reminders.
Flash the alerts.
Even those your pizza's here notifications.
Exactly.
Now, if you're thinking about adding that kind of magic to your business,
That direct line to your customers.
we're breaking down the FAQs of hiring an SMS developer.
The right one for you.
But first things first, want to find the perfect developer platform or even an agency?
Without all the headache.
Head over to theperfectdeveloper.com
It's the place to go.
and answer the 5 questions.
That's all it takes.
Okay, so you're ready to find an SMS developer.
Great.
What are the must-have skills?
Well, it's more than just knowing how to code.
Of course,
A great SMS developer needs a deep understanding of APIs.
APIs.
Yeah, those are the tools that let different software talk to each other.
Oh.
You can think of them as the language your app uses to communicate with the SMS world.
So they're like translators.
In a way.
Interesting.
And then there are SMS gateways like Twilio or Plivo.
I've heard of those.
They're the bridges that actually send those messages out into the world.
Wow, so it's a whole system.
It is.
And a solid developer will know these systems inside and out.
Absolutely.
So it's like they're not just writing code, they're building bridges
Yeah.
between your app and everyone's phone.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. But how do you even know if someone really has that level of expertise?
Right. Resumes can be, well, let's just say creative sometimes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
At theperfectdeveloper.com, we always recommend going beyond just the resume.
Makes sense.
You need to look at their portfolio.
Their past projects.
Exactly. What kind of projects have they worked on?
Okay.
Have they built anything similar to what you have in mind?
Good point.
And then even more importantly, you need to test their skills directly.
It's like a coding audition.
You could say that, yeah.
Okay, but before we even get to that stage, let's talk about the elephant in the room budget.
Ah, yes. The big question.
How much should you expect to shell out for this kind of talent?
That's the million-dollar question. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it depends.
On what?
Well, location plays a big role,
Okay.
as does experience.
Right, the more experience, the more expensive.
Generally, yeah.
Makes sense.
Someone in the U.S. with several years under their belt might command a salary upwards of $100,000.
Wow.
Now, if you're looking globally,
Okay.
you might find someone with similar skills in, say, India for a fraction of the cost.
Interesting.
But that brings up a whole other set of considerations.
Like time zones and communication challenges.
Exactly.
That makes sense. So local versus overseas, that's a classic dilemma.
It is. There are pros and cons to both.
We're just scratching the surface here. There's so much more to unravel when it comes to hiring SMS developers.
There is. We've only just begun.
Stick with us, because we're diving deeper into the world of hiring models, finding the right talent, and even navigating those tricky salary negotiations.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about skills and costs.
Yeah. What and how much?
Right, but now let's get practical.
Love it.
Where do you actually find these SMS developer superstars?
Yeah, because it's not like they're just hanging out,
Right, not just waiting to be discovered.
Exactly.
But seriously, finding the right developer is all about knowing where to look.
I like it.
And that's where a resource like theperfectdeveloper.com can be a game changer.
Oh, yeah. I've heard good things.
They have a whole guide dedicated to this.
No way.
Yeah, finding and vetting top SMS developers.
That's awesome. But for those who, are listening in the car or on a run.
Right, can't always check out a website.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Can you give us the quick rundown of where to start?
absolutely. LinkedIn is always a good bet.
Makes sense.
It's like the professional networking hub for developers.
Okay.
Then there's GitHub,
Yes.
which is where developers showcase their code and projects.
I've heard of that.
It's a great way to see what they're capable of.
Okay.
And don't underestimate the power of your own network.
Oh, yeah. Word of mouth.
Exactly. Referrals can be gold.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got a stack of resumes and
You've
portfolios.
done your research.
Right now comes the fun part.
The real detective work.
Weeding through them and figuring out who's got the real deal.
This is where you have to become a detective.
Yeah, I love that.
Look for those telltale signs.
Like what?
Relevant experience projects that demonstrate their understanding of SMS APIs and gateways.
Okay.
And anything that raises a red flag.
Red flag. Like what? Give us the inside scoop.
Well, for instance, if they claim to have built a massive SMS platform,
Right.
but their portfolio only shows simple projects,
Uh-oh.
that's a sign to dig a little deeper.
Yeah, I see that.
Or if their resume is full of buzzwords but lacks specifics about what they actually did.
Oh,
That's another warning sign.
so it's not just about checking boxes.
Uh-uh.
It's about really understanding their experience and whether it aligns with what you need.
Exactly.
But once you've narrowed down the field,
Hmm.
how do you separate the truly great from the merely good?
That's where the technical interview comes in.
The moment of truth.
This is your chance to grill them on their knowledge of SMS APIs, telecommunications protocols, and their problem-solving skills.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to throw them a curveball.
Keep them on their toes.
See how they think on their feet.
I like it. But let's be honest. Technical skills are only part of the equation, right?
Right.
You also need someone who's going to be a good fit for your team.
And your company culture.
Exactly. Cultural fit is critical.
It is, especially when you're talking about developers who'll be working closely with your team.
Makes sense.
You need someone who's a good communicator, collaborative, and who can adapt to your company's way of doing things.
So it's a balancing act.
It is.
Finding that sweet spot between technical brilliance and a personality that meshes well with your team.
Absolutely.
But once you've found that rare gem,
You found your developer.
the negotiation begins.
That's right.
And let's be real, talking salary can be a bit awkward.
It definitely can be,
Uh-huh.
but it doesn't have to be a battle.
Okay, good.
The key is to do your research beforehand.
Right?
Know what the market rate is for someone with their skills and experience.
You don't want to lowball them.
Exactly. You don't want to lose out on a great candidate.
But you also don't want to overpay.
Right. It's
Yeah.
about finding that middle ground where both sides feel good about the deal.
Makes sense.
And remember, it's not just about salary.
Oh, yeah. What else?
Benefits, vacation time, and professional development opportunities all play a role.
Okay, so you've signed the contract, popped the champagne,
Celebration.
you've got your SMS developer,
Congratulations.
but the journey's not over yet, is it?
It's just the beginning.
There's still the whole onboarding process to navigate.
That's right.
And that can feel like a whole other beast.
Yeah.
So we've talked about finding them, hiring them.
Getting that contract signed.
But now what?
Now the real fun begins.
You've got your SMS developer on board,
Ready to hit the ground running.
but onboarding, that's a whole other thing.
It is. It's like welcoming them to the team, but for developers.
Making sure they feel comfortable.
Confident and ready to code.
So how do you create that welcoming atmosphere?
Well, first impressions matter.
Okay, so like what?
A warm, welcome email introductions to the team.
A little thing.
Yeah, exactly. Little things that show you're invested in them.
And of course, they need the right tools.
Absolutely.
Access to the code-based documentation.
All the practical things.
It's like setting up their developer workstation,
You got it.
giving them the right tools and that comfy chair so they can just focus.
Yeah, make them feel at home.
Exactly.
And just like you wouldn't drop someone off in a new city without a map.
Oh, yeah, that's a good analogy.
You don't want to leave your new developer wandering around the code base.
Lost in the code.
Right. A buddy system can work wonders.
Oh, like a mentor?
Kind of someone who can answer their questions, show them the ropes.
Be a friendly face.
Exactly.
So it's a mix of practical support and human connection.
It is making sure they feel technically equipped and part of the team.
But onboarding isn't a one-time thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely not. It's an ongoing process.
What does that look like?
Regular check-ins, feedback sessions, opportunities to learn and grow. It's all about creating a supportive environment where your developer can thrive.
I like that.
And remember, investing in your developer is investing in the success of your SMS projects.
That's a great point. And it all circles back to why we're here today.
Helping you navigate the world of SMS developers.
Hiring, onboarding, you name it.
We've got you covered.
And if you're looking for more guidance, theperfectdeveloper.com is an incredible resource.
It really is.
Don't forget to check out their 5 questions.
It's a great place to start.
Whether you're launching a new SMS campaign, integrating text messaging into your app,
Or just exploring the possibilities
hiring the right SMS developer is an investment.
in your business's communication success.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Mm-hmm.
So before you go, don't forget to check out theperfectdeveloper.com
The best resource for finding the perfect developer.
and try the 5 questions.
It'll point you in the right direction.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time.